Welcome to our comprehensive study of the principle of inclusion and exclusion. I'm excited to guide you through one of the most powerful and elegant counting techniques in combinatorics. Today, we'll explore how this fundamental principle helps us solve complex counting problems that would otherwise be extremely difficult to tackle. This presentation is brought to you by Easy Maths, where we make mathematics accessible and engaging. Let's begin this mathematical journey together. By the end of this presentation, you will have mastered several key skills. First, you'll understand the fundamental principle of inclusion-exclusion and why it's so important in combinatorics. You'll learn to apply PIE to problems involving 2 and 3 sets, and then extend this to solve complex counting problems. We'll analyze real-world applications across various fields, from computer science to probability theory. You'll discover how to calculate derangements using inclusion-exclusion, work confidently with complements and restrictions, verify your solutions using multiple approaches, and master divisibility problems. These learning objectives will build systematically, ensuring you develop both theoretical understanding and practical problem-solving skills. Before we dive into inclusion-exclusion, let's review the essential concepts you'll need. From set theory, we need union, intersection, and complement operations. Basic counting principles, including permutations and combinations, are fundamental. Venn diagrams will help us visualize set relationships, and some number theory concepts like divisibility, LCM, and GCD will be crucial later. Let's clarify our key notation. The absolute value of A represents the cardinality or size of set A. A union B denotes the union of sets A and B. A intersection B represents the intersection of sets A and B. A complement or A bar indicates the complement of set A. Finally, U represents a universal set. These notations will appear throughout our examples, so familiarize yourself with them now. Now let's understand the intuitive idea behind the principle of inclusion-exclusion. When counting elements in multiple sets, we follow a systematic pattern. First, we include all elements from individual sets. Second, we exclude overcounted intersections. Third, we include back what we excluded too much. Finally, we continue this alternating pattern. But why do we need PIE at all? The problem is that simple addition, like the absolute value of A plus the absolute value of B, overcounts elements that appear in both A and B. Look at this Venn diagram. The overlap region gets counted twice when we simply add the sizes of A and B. The principle of inclusion-exclusion provides the systematic correction needed to count each element exactly once. Let's start with the formula for two sets. The absolute value of a union B equals the absolute value of A plus the absolute value of B minus the absolute value of A intersection B. Why does this work? When we calculate the absolute value of A plus the absolute value of B, we are counting the intersection twice. By subtracting the absolute value of A intersection B once, we correct this overcounting. The result is that each element gets counted exactly once. Let's verify this with our Venn diagram. The size of a union B equals A plus B plus C. We can rewrite this as open parenthesis a plus c close parenthesis plus open parenthesis b plus c close parenthesis minus c, which equals the absolute value of a plus the absolute value of b minus the absolute value of a intersection b. This algebraic verification confirms our formula works perfectly. Dash. The formula for three sets follows the same logical pattern. The absolute value of a union B union C equals the absolute value of A plus the absolute value of B plus the absolute value of C minus the absolute value of A intersection B minus the absolute value of A intersection C minus the absolute value of B intersection C plus the absolute value of A intersection B intersection C. Notice the pattern recognition here. We add individual sets, subtract pairwise intersections, and add the triple intersection. The memory aid is simple, alternating signs, plus minus plus minus plus, and so on. This pattern ensures we correct for all possible overcounting scenarios that occur when working with three sets. Dash. For n sets A1, A2, up to AN, the general formula extends our pattern. The absolute value of the union from I equals 1 to n of A I equals the sum over I of the absolute value of A I minus the sum over I less than j of the absolute value of A I intersection AJ plus the sum over I less than j less than k of the absolute value of A I intersection AJ intersection AK, and so on, with the final term being negative 1 to the power n minus 1 times the absolute value of A1 intersection A2 intersection ... intersection AN. In compact notation, this becomes the sum from k equals 1 to n of negative 1 to the power k minus 1 times the sum over all combinations of k indices of the absolute value of the corresponding intersection. The key insight is that each element is counted exactly once in the final sum, regardless of how many sets it belongs to. Dash. Let's work through our first concrete example. In a class of 50 students, 30 students study mathematics, 25 students study physics, and 15 students study both subjects. We want to find three things: students studying at least one subject, students studying exactly one subject, and students studying neither subject. Let's organize our given information. The total number of students is 50. The absolute value of M equals 30 for mathematics. The absolute value of P equals 25 for physics. The absolute value of M intersection P equals 15 for both subjects. Dash. Now let's solve each part systematically. For part A, finding students studying at least one subject, we use PIE. The absolute value of M union P equals the absolute value of M plus the absolute value of P minus the absolute value of M intersection P. Substituting our values, 30 plus 25 minus 15 equals 40 students. For part B, students studying exactly one subject, we need those studying only math and only physics. Students studying only math equals the absolute value of M minus P, which is the absolute value of M minus the absolute value of M intersection P, giving us 30 minus 15 equals 15 students. Students studying only physics equals the absolute value of P minus M, which is 25 minus 15 equals 10 students. The total studying exactly one subject is 15 plus 10 equals 25 students. For part C, students studying neither subject, we calculate total students minus those studying at least one, 50 minus 40 equals 10 students. Dash. Let's verify our solution with a Venn diagram. Looking at our diagram, we have 15 students studying only math, 15 students studying both subjects, 10 students studying only physics, and 10 students studying neither subject. Notice that 15 plus 15 plus 10 plus 10 equals 50, confirming our total. The at least one count is 15 plus 15 plus 10 equals 40, which matches our PIE calculation perfectly. Dash. Our second example involves 3 sets. In a survey of 100 people about streaming subscriptions, 60 have Netflix, 45 have Amazon Prime, and 30 have Disney Plus. 25 have both Netflix and Amazon Prime, 15 have both Netflix and Disney Plus, 10 have both Amazon Prime and Disney Plus, and 5 have all 3 subscriptions. We want to find how many people have at least one subscription. Our given data, the absolute value of N equals 60, the absolute value of A equals 45, the absolute value of D equals 30, with intersections as stated, and the absolute value of N intersection A intersection D equals 5. Dash. Let's apply PIE for 3 sets. The absolute value of N union A union D equals the absolute value of N plus the absolute value of A plus the absolute value of D, minus the absolute value of N intersection A minus the absolute value of N intersection D minus the absolute value of A intersection D, plus the absolute value of N intersection A intersection D, substituting our values. 60 plus 45 plus 30 minus 25 minus 15 minus 10 plus 5. This gives us 135 minus 50 plus 5, which equals 90. Therefore, 90 people have at least one streaming subscription. Dash. Let's calculate each region of our 3-set Venn diagram to verify our answer. For all 3 subscriptions, we have 5 people. For only Netflix and Amazon, we calculate 25 minus 5 equals 20 people. For only Netflix and Disney, we get 15 minus 5 equals 10 people. For only Amazon and Disney, we have 10 minus 5 equals 5 people. For only Netflix, we calculate 60 minus 25 minus 15 plus 5 equals 25 people. For only Amazon, we get 45 minus 25 minus 10 plus 5 equals 15 people. For only Disney, we have 30 minus 15 minus 10 plus 5 equals 10 people. For none, we calculate 100 minus 90 equals 10 people. Let's verify. 25 plus 15 plus 10 plus 20 plus 10 plus 5 plus 5 plus 10 equals 100. Perfect. This confirms our PIE calculation was correct. Dash. Our third example demonstrates using PIE with complements. In a group of 80 students, 50 passed mathematics, 60 passed English, and 40 passed science. 30 passed both math and English, 25 passed both math and science, 35 passed both English and science, and 20 passed all 3 subjects. We want to find students who failed at least one subject and students who failed exactly 2 subjects. Our strategy is to use PIE to find those who passed at least one subject, then use complements to answer the questions. Dash. Let's organize our given information. The total is 80 students. The absolute value of M equals 50, the absolute value of E equals 60, the absolute value of S equals 40. The intersections are the absolute value of M intersection E equals 30, the absolute value of M intersection S equals 25, the absolute value of E intersection S equals 35, and the absolute value of M intersection E intersection S equals 20. Applying PIE, the absolute value of M union E union S equals 50 plus 60 plus 40 minus 30 minus 25 minus 35 plus 20, which gives us 150 minus 90 plus 20 equals 80. Interestingly, all 80 students passed at least one subject. This means the absolute value of M union E union S equals the absolute value of U equals 80. Dash. Now we can answer both questions. For part A, students who failed at least one subject equals total students minus students who passed all subjects. This is 80 minus the absolute value of M intersection E intersection S, which equals 80 minus 20, giving us 60 students. For part B, students who failed exactly two subjects, we need to consider three cases. Case 1, failed math and English but passed science. We need students in S who are not in M union E first. The absolute value of S intersection open parenthesis M union E close parenthesis equals the absolute value of S intersection M plus the absolute value of S intersection E minus the absolute value of S intersection M intersection E, which is 25 plus 35 minus 20 equals 40. So the absolute value of S minus open parenthesis M union E close parenthesis equals 40 minus 40 equals 0. Case 2, failed math and science but passed English. The absolute value of E intersection open parenthesis M union S close parenthesis equals 30 plus 35 minus 20 equals 45. So the absolute value of E minus open parenthesis M union S close parenthesis equals 60 minus 45 equals 15. Case 3, failed English and science but passed math. The absolute value of M intersection open parenthesis E union S close parenthesis equals 30 plus 25 minus 20 equals 35. Dash. Now let's explore a fascinating application of PIE, derangements. A derangement is a permutation where no element appears in its original position. For example, if our original arrangement is open parenthesis 1, 2, 3, 4 close parenthesis, then open parenthesis 2, 1, 4, 3 close parenthesis is a derangement because no element is in its original position. However, open parenthesis 2, 1, 3, 4 close parenthesis is not a derangement because element 3 is in position 3. Derangements have many applications: the hat check problem, secret Santa arrangements, seating arrangements with restrictions, and card shuffling problems. The key question is, how many ways can n objects be arranged so that none is in its original position? Dash. Let's solve this for 4 people. How many ways can 4 people be seated such that no person sits in their originally assigned seat? We have people A, B, C, D with original seats 1, 2, 3, 4 respectively. The total arrangements without restrictions is 4 factorial equals 24. We want arrangements where no one sits in their original seat. Let's define events. A1 equals person A sits in seat 1, A2 equals person B sits in seat 2, A3 equals person C sits in seat 3, and A4 equals person D sits in seat 4. Our goal is to find the absolute value of A1 bar intersection A2 bar intersection A3 bar intersection A4 bar. Dash. We'll use De Morgan's law. The absolute value of A1 bar intersection A2 bar intersection A3 bar intersection A4 bar equals 24 minus the absolute value of A1 union A2 union A3 union A4. Now let's calculate the terms for PIE for single events. The absolute value of AI equals 3 factorial equals 6 because we fix one person and arrange the other 3. The sum of all single events is 4 times 6 equals 24. For pairwise intersections, the absolute value of AI intersection AJ equals 2 factorial equals 2 because we fix 2 people and arrange the remaining 2. The number of pairwise intersections is 4 choose 2 equals 6, so their sum is 6 times 2 equals 12. For triple intersections, the absolute value of AI intersection AJ intersection AK equals 1 factorial equals 1. The number of triple intersections is 4 choose 3 equals 4, so their sum is 4 times 1 equals 4. For the quadruple intersection, the absolute value of A1 intersection A2 intersection A3 intersection A4 equals 0 factorial equals 1. Applying PIE, the absolute value of A1 union A2 union A3 union A4 equals 24 minus 12 plus 4 minus 1 equals 15. Therefore, D4 equals 24 minus 15 equals 9 derangements. Dash. The general formula for n objects is Dn equals n factorial times the sum from k equals 0 to n of negative 1 to the power k over k factorial. This can be written as n factorial times open parenthesis 1 minus 1 over 1 factorial plus 1 over 2 factorial minus 1 over 3 factorial plus plus negative 1 to the power n over n factorial close parenthesis. Let's verify for n equals 4. D4 equals 4 factorial times open parenthesis 1 minus 1 plus 1 half minus 1 sixth plus 1 over 24 close parenthesis, which equals 24 times 9 over 24 equals 9. For large n, we have the asymptotic behavior Dn approximately equals n factorial over e. Remarkably, the probability that a random permutation is a derangement approaches 1 over e, approximately 0.368. The first few values are d0 equals 1, d1 equals 0, d2 equals 1, d3 equals 2, d4 equals 9, d5 equals 44. Dash. Let's apply PIE to divisibility problems. How many integers from 1 to 1000 are divisible by at least one of 2, 3, or 5? We'll define our sets. A equals integers from 1 to 1000 divisible by 2, B equals integers divisible by 3, and C equals integers divisible by 5. Our goal is to find the absolute value of a union B union C using PIE. The key insight for divisibility problems is that for intersections, we use the least common multiple. For example, the absolute value of A intersection B equals numbers divisible by the LCM of 2 and 3, which is 6. Dash. Let's calculate each set size systematically. For individual sets, the absolute value of A equals the floor of 1000 over 2 equals 500. The absolute value of B equals the floor of 1000 over 3 equals 333. The absolute value of C equals the floor of 1000 over 5 equals 200. For pairwise intersections, the absolute value of A intersection B equals the floor of 1000 over LCM of 2, 3 equals the floor of 1000 over 6 equals 166. The absolute value of A intersection C equals the floor of 1000 over 10 equals 100. The absolute value of B intersection C equals the floor of 1000 over 15 equals 66. For the triple intersection, the absolute value of A intersection B intersection C equals the floor of 1000 over LCM of 2, 3, 5 equals the floor of 1000 over 30 equals 33. Dash. Now we apply the PIE formula. The absolute value of a union B union C equals the absolute value of A plus the absolute value of B plus the absolute value of C minus the absolute value of A intersection B minus the absolute value of A intersection C minus the absolute value of B intersection C plus the absolute value of A intersection B intersection C. Substituting our values. 500 plus 333 plus 200 minus 166 minus 100 minus 66 plus 33. This equals 1033 minus 332 plus 33, which gives us 734. Therefore, 734 integers from 1 to 1000 are divisible by at least one of 2, 3, or 5. As a related question, how many integers are relatively prime to 30? These are numbers not divisible by 2, 3, or 5, so the count is 1000 minus 734 equals 266. Dash. Let's verify our answer using Euler's totient function. The function phi of n counts positive integers less than or equal to n that are relatively prime to n. For phi of 30, we calculate 30 times open parenthesis 1 minus 1 half close parenthesis times open parenthesis 1 minus 1/3 close parenthesis times open parenthesis 1 minus 1/5 close parenthesis. This equals 30 times 1 half times 2/3 times 4/5, which equals 8. Now for period analysis, 1000 equals 33 times 30 plus 10, meaning we have 33 complete periods of 30 plus 10 extra numbers. In each period of 30, there are 8 numbers relatively prime to 30. In the range 1 to 10, the numbers relatively prime to 30 are 1 and 7, giving us a count of 2. Therefore, the total is 33 times 8 plus 2 equals 264 plus 2 equals 266. Perfect match. Both methods give 266, confirming our PIE calculation was correct. Dash. The principle of inclusion-exclusion has extensive real-world applications across multiple fields. In computer science, it's used for database queries when finding records matching multiple criteria, algorithm analysis for counting valid states or configurations, and network analysis for counting nodes with specific properties. In probability and statistics, PIE helps calculate event probabilities like P of a union B union C, analyze survey data with overlapping responses, and perform quality control with defect analysis in manufacturing. In number theory, it's fundamental for sieve methods including prime counting and Euler's totient function, divisibility problems for counting numbers with specific properties, and cryptography applications in key generation and analysis. Dash. Now it's time to practice. Here are 3 basic problems to test your understanding. Problem 1. In a school of 200 students, 120 play basketball, 80 play soccer, and 50 play both. How many students play at least one sport? Problem 2. In the same school, how many students play neither sport? Problem 3 involves 3 sets. In a survey of 150 people about social media usage, 90 use Facebook, 70 use Instagram, 60 use Twitter, 40 use both Facebook and Instagram, 30 use both Facebook and Twitter, 25 use both Instagram and Twitter, and 15 use all 3 platforms. How many use at least one platform? Try solving these problems using the PIE formulas we've learned. Dash. Ready for more challenging problems? Problem 4. How many integers from 1 to 500 are divisible by at least one of 3, 7, or 11? Remember to use LCM for intersections. Problem 5. In how many ways can 5 people be seated in a row such that no person sits in their assigned position? Use the derangement formula we derived. Problem 6 presents multiple conditions. In a group of 100 students taking exams in math, physics, and chemistry, 10 failed all 3 subjects, 20 passed only math, 15 passed only physics, 12 passed only chemistry, 18 passed math and physics but not chemistry, 13 passed math and chemistry but not physics, and 9 passed physics and chemistry but not math. How many passed all 3 subjects? This problem requires careful region analysis. Dash. For our most advanced challenges, Problem 7 asks you to find the number of positive integers less than or equal to 1000 that are divisible by exactly 2 of the numbers 2, 3, 5, 7. This requires careful application of PIE with exclusions. Problem 8. How many permutations of the letters in mathematics have no letter in its original position? This extends derangements to repeated letters. Problem 9 is theoretical. Using PIE, prove that the number of integers from 1 to n that are relatively prime to m equals n times the product over all prime divisors p of m of open parenthesis 1 minus 1 over p close parenthesis. This connects PIE to the fundamental theorem of arithmetic. Dash. Here are the solutions to our basic problems. Solution 1. The absolute value of B union S equals 120 plus 80 minus 50 equals 150 students. Solution 2. Students playing neither equals total minus at least 1, which is 200 minus 150 equals 50 students. Solution 3. The absolute value of F union I union T equals 90 plus 70 plus 60 minus 40 minus 30 minus 25 plus 15, which equals 220 minus 95 plus 15 equals 140 people. Dash. For our intermediate solutions, solution 4 requires calculating individual sets. The absolute value of A equals the floor of 500 over 3 equals 166. The absolute value of B equals the floor of 500 over 7 equals 71. The absolute value of C equals the floor of 500 over 11 equals 45. The pairwise intersections are: the absolute value of A intersection B equals 23. The absolute value of A intersection C equals 15. The absolute value of B intersection C equals 6. The triple intersection gives us 2. Therefore, the absolute value of a union B union C equals 166 plus 71 plus 45 minus 23 minus 15 minus 6 plus 2 equals 240. Solution 5. D5 equals 5 factorial times open parenthesis 1 minus 1 plus 1 half minus 1 sixth plus 1 over 24 minus 1 over 120 close parenthesis equals 120 times 44 over 120 equals 44. Solution 6. Since the total must equal 100, we have 10 plus 20 plus 15 plus 12 plus 18 plus 13 plus 9 plus x equals 100. This gives us 97 plus x equals 100, so x equals 3 students passed all 3 subjects. Dash. Let me share essential strategies for mastering PIE problems. Strategy 1. Identify the pattern. For 2 sets, add individual sizes and subtract the intersection. For 3 sets, add individual sizes, subtract pairs, then add the triple intersection. For n sets, alternate signs with increasing intersection sizes. Strategy 2. Use Venn diagrams to visualize problem structure, verify your calculations, and break down complex regions systematically. Strategy 3. Work with complements when appropriate. Sometimes it's easier to count what you don't want. Use De Morgan's laws, remembering that a union B equals A bar intersection B bar. At least one problems often benefit from complement approaches. Dash. Here are the most common mistakes and how to avoid them. Mistake 1 is sign errors from getting confused with alternating signs. Remember the pattern, plus minus plus minus plus, and so on. Mistake 2 involves forgetting intersection terms. The solution is to systematically list all possible intersections. Mistake 3 is using products instead of LCM for divisibility problems. Always use LCM for divisible by both conditions. Mistake 4 is double counting, where elements get counted multiple times. Carefully track which elements belong to which regions. These mistakes are easily avoided with systematic approaches and careful verification using alternative methods like Venn diagrams. Dash. Thank you for joining me on this comprehensive journey through the principle of inclusion and exclusion. We've covered the fundamental theory, worked through detailed examples, explored real-world applications, and practiced with problems of increasing difficulty. You now have the tools to tackle complex counting problems with confidence. Remember, PIE is not just a mathematical technique, it's a powerful way of thinking about overlapping categories in any field. Keep practicing with the problems we've discussed, and visit Easy Maths at www.easymaths.org for more mathematical adventures. Remember our motto, read to practice. Thank you, and happy problem solving.